Okay, so, those are the two things we're gonna be using, is the distance formula and congruence. So, in order to mark congruence, just so you guys know, when you see this symbol, okay, this is an equals, yeah? When we put a little squiggly above there, that means congruence, okay? So they're saying like, is it congruent? That's what they're talking about, okay? Is that little symbol. Okay, so I'm gonna do, if you're looking at your sheet, I'm gonna do the top slide on every page, and you guys will do the bottom slide on every page. Make sense? Okay, so go to your next page. Okay, make sure you're on the same one as me. It says, what is the distance DE? Okay, so take a second on your picture and find D and find E. Okay, find D and find E. Okay, so that is right here to right here. Okay, so 10 to 14. How many numbers is in between that? How many units? If you count it on your fingers, what is that? 4. The distance is 4. Okay. What is the distance from A to B? Okay, so take a second and find A to B. Okay, now it starts getting a little tricky because we have negatives. Okay, 0, when we're talking distance, can you have a negative distance? No, you cannot. So we turn negatives into positives. So we get to 0, we count the units from whatever number to 0, and then 0 to positive, and we add them together. So from -2 to 0, how many units is that? Huh? -2 to 0. It's not 4.
5.
Did you guys hear what I'm saying?
It's 2.
Hold up. -2 to 0.
Oh, plus 2.
It's 2. There we go. I know you guys are saying, but, okay, so -2, we go -1 and 0, right, if we're counting. So this part is 2 units, right? And now we go from 0 to what? What number is this? It's between 2 and 4. It's 3. So how many units from 0 to 3? 3. So that has 3. So our total, right, and this kind of goes into what we did yesterday, our total between the split, we got 2 and 3. So how many total? 5 units. Okay, so that's going to be 5 units. Okay, so you guys are going to do the bottom slide on this page. Go to the next page. Okay, every slide is different, so make sure that you're staying with me. You'll have plenty of time to do your part. Okay, now they want to know, are AC and BD congruent? Okay, so let's start with AC. Find A, find C. Find A, find C. Okay, so A to C. First of all, A is on -2. What is C on? If C is on 5. Okay, so we go from negative to the 0 and then 0 from the number. So -2 to 0 is how many units? 2. And then 0 to 5 is how many units? 5. So how much is from A to C? 7. So I'm going to put a little 7 right here so that way we know. Okay, and then we're still on the same question, BD. So take a second and find BD. Okay, well, what is B on? 3. What is D on? 10. So from 3 to 10, how many units is that? 7. Okay, so are they congruent? Congruent means what?
Same number.
Same. Okay, so are they the same? Yes, so our answer is yes. Okay, people get confused on these because, not even confused, they'll write 7 and 7, but the 7 and 7 is not our answer. They ask us, is it congruent? So it's a yes or no question. Okay, yes, they are congruent. People do all the work and then they forget to put yes or no. So make sure you're answering with yes or no. Okay, 6. We got BC. B to C. Okay, well, what is B on? 3. What's C on? 5. So from 3 to 5, how many numbers is that? 2. Okay, so this one is 2. BC is 2. What about C to D? Okay, what's C on? C is on 5. What's D on? D is on 10. So from 5 to 10, how many? It's 5, right? So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you count on your fingers, right, there's 5. So this is 5. So are these congruent? No. Why not? They're not the same, right? So one's a 2, one's a 5. So no, they're not the same. So my answer is no. Okay, we saved the longest for last. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not a liar. Turtlehead, you awake? Okay, so, we're gonna start by using this formula, okay? And I'm gonna write it on here, that way you don't have to flip back and forth. This is called the distance formula. Okay, it's got this really long square root. It says x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. It looks really complex and complicated. I promise you it's not. Give me a chance. Okay? Shoot, I wrote that on the wrong page, huh? All that. Okay, so our very first step is gonna be to label, okay? And I can tell you, write somewhat small, because there's kind of, I mean, obviously you have to write this big, long thing, okay? So our very first step to label a point, these are called a coordinate, they mean a location. So this is my house, this is Hanson's house, okay? So we're gonna label my house because I'm more important than Hanson, right? X1, Y1. So everybody gets one X, one Y. Okay, well, Hanson is less important, so she's gonna get a 2, okay? So hers is gonna be x2, y2. Okay, well, if we were started talking about a third person's house and we had a third coordinate, what are theirs gonna be? x3, y3. If we had a fourth person's house, it'd be x4, y4. So we're just labeling them, okay? So now we're gonna take our formula and we're gonna draw a big square root down here. Okay, on our spot. Okay, and we're gonna start plugging stuff in. So my very first thing I need underneath is a parenthesis. So we're gonna draw our parenthesis. Okay, the second thing I need is an x2. What number matches up with x2? 0. So we're gonna put a 0 there. 0. The minus, no matter what, always has to be there. So we're gonna say minus. And then we have an x1. What is my x1? -5, so we're gonna say -5. All right, well then comes another parenthesis, so we're gonna put another parenthesis there. Okay, and then it has a baby 2, so we're gonna put a baby 2 there, so squared. Plus, we have another parenthesis, so we're gonna draw another parenthesis. And then we got y2. What is my y2 value? 1 minus my y1 value. 8. Okay, and then we have a parenthesis and another baby 2. Okay, so now turn your calculators on. Writing is the hardest part, I promise. Okay, turn your calculators on. The very first button that you are looking for is off to the left, and it looks like this. Okay, it looks like this. Okay, and then we're gonna start plugging everything in. Okay, just exactly the way it looks. I will gladly come around and help you guys. Here, use this one instead. It's a little bit. So yours will, but you're gonna end up having to do multiple sets of parentheses. So like this one, it'll put everything under there for you. So you didn't push you gotta start it with this. That has to be your very first button. Okay? So this is your very first button. And then you're gonna start typing all that stuff in. So here, you have this all around. It's kind of like a house. Start typing everything. That's good, okay. Okay, make sure you say 0 minus and then a -5. No, actually, I wish I had the answer.
I got it.
What'd you get?
74.
74?
Yeah, square.
What'd you get? Right, 74? Oh, you did that plus sign. Yeah, you got it. how you've been doing it. Okay, so yours was like in a funky mode, that's why it looked different before? I'm assuming. So make sure it like goes, the house goes with it, if not, then you always let me know and then I'll. There you go. There you have it, good. 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 So right here, you have a, see how this like minus is a little bit smaller and that one, so you have to use the actual minus, not a negative. Okay, so there are two options. You guys should have all got Radical 74. I want you to find the button that says SD. It should be above your green or orange delete button. S, and it has an arrow to D. Okay, what that means is standard form to decimal form, and we want a rough decimal. Okay, so what number do you get?
8.6.
8.6. Okay, so we could say Hanson's house to my house is approximately 8.6 miles or kilometers or whatever we're working with. Okay? But this is more exact, okay? Because if I'm like, my gas light's on, right? I really need to know like how far, okay? So this is more accurate than this one. This is a rough estimate. It's a very close estimate, but this is exact, this is an estimate, okay? Let's look at number 10. Okay, it gets done exactly the same way. We're gonna draw our square root. Okay, and we're gonna label. We're gonna say x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, we're gonna say parentheses. Who is my x2? -4 minus my x1 is 2. Close parentheses squared plus another parenthesis y2. Who's my y2? 6 minus my y1. 4. Close parenthesis and squared. Okay, on the calculators you can actually edit them or you can type it in from scratch. That's totally up to you. Some people like to edit it and just hit back and delete. Some people like to type it in from scratch. Okay, so get that typed in and see what you get.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna put things because only 2 of these fit.
Only 2 of them fit?
Yeah. I'm gonna open some.
Oh, yeah, I'll put some of the old ones. So I would probably do like maybe 4 old ones, and the rest of them, I mean, most people just start typing on there. Go ahead. Why are you falling asleep today, man? Look, I know you're tired. Look, you got all reasons why you might have
Yeah, you got it.
You do parentheses? There you go. Yeah. 6 times 4. Okay, what'd you guys get? 2 square root of 10. Did anybody not? If not, please let me know so we can help you. 2 square root of 10, and what is that in a decimal?
6.3.
6.3, somebody agree?
Yeah, what do you have to round to?
Nothing, just write down what the calculator says, yep. Okay, so approximately Hanson's is 6.3 miles or 6.3 kilometers. Okay, you guys have 6 problems to do today. Go through and get yours done on the bottom slides. Oh, just write down what the calculator says.
So what is it, 6 point?